We are live. Hello.
Hello.
From day 2 of Y'all Stars, bringing you our second semifinal game of the main division. I am Belligerent Bex.
And I'm Nines.
And this is going to be a very exciting game, I think.
Absolutely. So the winners of this game will go on to play Fuego in the final game on Sunday for first and second place.
And that will be Sunday at 6:30.
Yes, so definitely a very exciting game.
And the losing team from this game will play for third place against Moord at 4:40 on Sunday. Both of those are regulation games. This is going to be our last abridged 40-minute game. If you're just joining us, that means 20-minute halves, 5-minute halftime, fouling out at 5 penalties, and 2 timeouts for the game for each team. We'll give you some rosters heading into this game. I'm going to tell you about Team Philippines, who is the second-seeded team of this tournament. We have number 050, Buisan, number 101, Aluyan, 1012, Charger, 1369, Manuel, 14, Sweet Cyanide, 1521, Lapugachu, 199, Hanolos, 2, Beten, 21, Gonzalez, 4, Pascua, 415, Champagne, 505, Chickademolish, 609, Magusarat, 618, Quitting, 67, Rose Villain, 8000, Killy, 88, Kiss My Ascueta, and 999, Baby Damulag.
All right, and for API Fury, we're going to have number 1212, Suge Fight, 127, Nikki Crash, 13, Kimbo Slice, 140, Shake and Bake, 150, Amper Slam, 1701, Sholin Spocker, 18, Shady, 215, Boo Goji, 333, Sweet and Sour, 4546, Iran I Slam, number 5, Dim Sum Damage, 5050, Demi Godless, 555, Melly K, 57, Teeny Meeny, 612, Unbreakable Lamine, 775, Prim Reaper, 79, The Troubadour, 86, Made in China, 88, Cosmo, and 888, Kraken. And your officials for this game will be Night Trotter, The Doctor, Texas Tornado, Nina Botnetter, Parks and Wreckage, Beef Chief, Tornado Alley, Punisher, Dread Hachuli, Oh Yoshi Didn't, Doc Lawless, Arson, Zero Factorial, Destruction, Audrey Hipburn, Painswalker, and Anus.
Just a few seconds here until we start playing some roller derby. Thank you for joining us. Say hello in the chat if you would like. And get your beverages ready, because it's going to be a fun one. Each of these teams have only played once. They both played later in the day yesterday. Team Philippines had Kiss My Ascueta as an MVP, and API Fury had Dim Sum Damage win MVP in their game. We'll pick some more MVPs after this game, so definitely put your votes in the chat as the game goes on.
And looks like we are about to begin.
We are off. We have Kiss My Ascueta jamming for Team Philippines.
Trying to get an eye on that Fury Jammer.
Looking from our vantage point. Can't tell yet while we wait for it to go up on the scoreboard.
Oh, that's Lammy.
And just so you know what you're watching, we have Team Philippines wearing black and API Fury in the white and green.
A little bit of offense here from Team API Fury. That's Boo Goji in the back of the pack there.
30 seconds into this jam, still no lead declared. Wonder if this is a sign of what we are to see as this game goes on.
And looks like API Fury will be losing a blocker to our nice and comfy Hampton and Sweets penalty box. So API Fury does now have the pack disadvantage.
Lammy's not on here.
Lammy taking a hit to the outside from number 4 on Team Philippines.
Looks like we got the pivot. That's sweet and sour for API Fury, also taking a seat in that Hampton Inn and Sweets penalty box.
Shangenbake back out on the track with some immediate offense for Lammy. Looks like Lammy may be deciding to play some defense, but the jam has come to its natural conclusion. So, no lead for that jam.
That's wild. A full 2-minute jam with no lead. We will see if that level of defensive prowess keeps up.
That was Lammy. She's not on the roster. Yeah. Looks like we have dim sum damage on the line for API Fury. And looks like that may be sweet cyanide for Team Philippines with a star.
Just taking a official crash course timeout here before we start with a 4-3 pack advantage in favor of Team Philippines. Still no score on the board after that leadless first jam. We have our amazing officials make sure everything is squared away. And there's that rolling whistle, meaning we'll be back into action in a moment.
All right, and we are back. Dim Sum Damage finding a little bit of an opening on that inside line has made her way through and is your lead jammer. Meanwhile, Sweet Cyanide out of pack on initial, or completed initial, coming around to score. But Dim Sum Damage hits the pack for some points, calling it from the floor with a little somersault.
Does look like Sweet and Sour picked up 2 penalties, which is why we still don't have a pivot on the track for API Fury. However, did not stop them from putting up the first points of this game. Bringing us to a 3-0 score headed into Jam 3. And we have Amperslam jamming for API Fury up against Baby Domalog for Team Philippines.
Baby Domalog out as your lead jammer. Although there was a very nice 2-all from API Fury. That was Prim Reaper and Surge Fight.
Both of these teams have a 999 jamming. Not at this moment. We saw Lammy earlier for API Fury, and we got Baby Domalog on the track now for Team Philippines.
Amperslam with the star in hand, fighting through this crazy 4-wall in the back of the pack here from Team Philippines.
Team Philippines now with their first points on the board after a complete scoring pass from Baby Domalog.
And we have a star pass to Sweet and Sour on API Fury.
Out of the box on those 2 penalties as well. So a 8-point jam there for Team Philippines, bringing our early score to 8-2-3. I ran I slam wearing the Jammer helmet cover for the first time this game. Haven't seen a lot of I ran I slam jamming at this tournament, so I'm glad to see it early on here. Makes sense to save that energy for a semifinal game.
It is always a good time watching I ran I slam jam, though.
I ran, I slam, I jam.
Yes. But Slammy was doing a great job as a pivot in one of her previous games yesterday. So it's a little refreshing to see Slammy jamming.
It's also pretty awesome to see so many multi-threat players out here. It looks like Killy is in the Hampton Inn Suites penalty box, unfortunately after successfully taking a star pass, which means we have our first power jam of the game for I ran I slam and API Fury.
And looks like I ran I slam decided to call off the jam, making this a power start for API Fury in this next jam coming up.
So just 1 point here separating these teams. I have my coffee handy in case we do end up seeing a lead change here, especially considering Team Philippines has their jammer in the penalty box. API Fury starting here on a power start. Looking to see who that is. Looks like it is
Teeny Meeny,
jamming for the first time this game.
who has become your lead jammer.
Looking for some points here, getting a little bit of help from their teammate Demigodless. Do hear a forearm being called on the track. That's going to be assessed to the Team Philippines pivot charger.
Teeny Meeny taking a tumble on the outside line, deciding to call it off.
We got a replay. I love these replays so much. Ooh, dodging that late hit up the inside line there. By the way, in case you missed it, because I didn't do a great job calling it out, we have our first lead change in this game.
Oh, yeah.
So if
I
you
didn't
have
even
a
notice.
beverage nearby, take a sip. But we're back into action here with Lammy on the line for API Fury up against Kiss My Ascueta.
And Lemmy is out with lead. Kiss My Escueta taking a big run back from number 127 on Team API Fury. That's going to be Nikki Cash.
Looks like a few people taking a seat here in that Hampton Inn Suites penalty box. Notably, one of those people is Lammy from API Fury. So Team Philippines here with a power jam opportunity.
Kiss My Escueta just making work of this pack, gliding her way through, picking up another 4 for Team Philippines. Another lead change. Lammy star in hand, fighting her way through the back of this Philippines defense. Looking for some help from the pivot, but the pivot's a little bit busy keeping that pack together. But she makes it out anyway. No harm, no foul. Kiss My Escueta coming up for another scoring pass.
Ooh, quick juke there and coming out of the pack backwards, but looking mystified by something.
It was the fact that she got to score any points before they got to call it, I believe.
And then we had a jammer on jammer high five. You love to see it.
And we have an official timeout.
You know what that means.
I do believe they're checking the scoreboard. I'm hearing from our production that the score may be incorrect. but this timeout is brought to you by Crash Course. Crash Course helps busy roller derby athletes increase strength, conquer self-doubt, and create the habits of high performers to become all-stars and MVPs on the track and in life. Want to make 2-minute jams feel easy? Visit CrashCourseRollerDerby.com for a custom plan with derby-specific workouts, nutrition strategies, and athlete mindset development curated by an experienced team of certified professional trainers who are experienced roller derby skaters. Life is a contact sport.
Win.
Meanwhile, Dim Sum Damage has managed to become lead jammer, and number 14 from Philippines is going to be Sweet Cyanide, donning the star with 2 left to beat in the front of the pack. Dim Sum Damage was
looked easy, and I know it wasn't, but it did look easy. We currently, by the way, with that scoring pass, are tied at 19 apiece, and I do think that counts as a lead change. Are we up to 3 already? I'm counting it as 3. I don't remember. I'm calling it 3. Tallying up our lead changes because I have a feeling there will be more. Well, there will have to be more because we're tied right now. Unless we somehow stay tied for another 30 minutes of derby play. Anything is possible, I guess.
Dim Sum Damage with another 4 for Team API Fury. And with the call off.
Looks like that's going to be, ooh, an 11-0 jam in favor of API Fury, bringing our score to 26-19. I believe that counts as another lead change. Five-second call. We got Amperslam on the line for API Fury up against Baby Domalog, who is declared your lead jammer. Whoa! Oh!
Lovely hit on the outside line from Team Philippines, running Amperslam all the way back to turn 2.
Amperslam there almost staying in, but just couldn't keep it. But that time, completing the initial pass, forcing that call off.
And here's the replay on that hit.
Ooh!
Just almost stayed in.
Thought about hopping in, but the smart thing to do, unless you want to go to the Hampton Inn Suites, is hop back out. I like that little zoom in on the blades here. Love a bladed ref.
We've got Champagne and...
Is that Iran Ice Slam
I
there?
do believe so, with the star
for
both
API
our
Fury.
teams.
Only 3 points now separating these teams over halfway into the first half of this game, which, as a reminder, does determine who will be going to the championship game of the main division on Sunday.
Some attempted offense on the outside line from Sweetie.
Did hear a whistle in the pack. Looks like it was assessed, to a Team Philippines blocker. Unsuccessful. I'm blocked just in the corner here. Unsuccessful apex jump there.
Still pretty, though.
Oh, yeah. Always. We do have a star pass here, I thought. Yes, we did. I believe that was to Sweet and Sour. Looking at our replay here. That beautiful run around the opposing blockers. Narrowing our score gap here to just 1 point. I have lost the ability to do the most simple math.
I could definitely relate to that.
Got another official timeout here. Brought to you, of course, by Chrissy Crash and Crash Course. I don't know if they're going to be wrapping up, but, life is a contact sport. Win. I hope you're saying it at home. I was wrong. I could have done it. Instead, I'll tell you about some of our royal sponsors: 187 Killer Pads, 888 Hampton Inn and Suites, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou, and Acadian Ambulance Service, as the rolling whistle sends us back to play with a 1-point game here.
And looks like we have Kismaya Squita and Teeny Meeny with the star. Lovely
Slight
one-on-one
packet
blocking from Shake and Bake.
Ooh, pushing up at the front. Getting that lead whistle. That is Kismaya Squita.
Teeny Meeny start in hand. Having a little bit of trouble with this Philippines defense.
Does look like we still have 2 API Fury, well, now 0 in the Hampton Inn Suites penalty box. Both of those blockers returning to gameplay here after serving their time. Oh, our second power jam of the game, I think. Third, with the cut track penalty being assessed to Teeny Meeny. That first pass by Kismaya Squita, by the way, gave us our 5th lead change of the game. Looking at this replay, was Kismaya Squita just barreling through those API Fury blockers at turn 1 for a lead. Take a quick break here for a down skater. And while we do that, I want to thank Acadian Ambulance Service, who is providing their medic services to us this weekend, allowing us to have this tournament. Skater is up and skating back to the bench. If you hear some cheers in the room, that is why. I see spoiler alert in the chat saying that they are saying win with us. Thank you. Gonna return to play in a moment here. That big 8-point jam for Kismaya Squita with the lead change, bringing our score to 33 for Team Philippines to 26 for API Fury. And we do have a power start here for Sweet Cyanide with Team Philippines. Teeny Meeny still sitting in that. No, I am wrong. Sometimes you got to look at what's in front of your eyeballs in the real world instead of on the screen.
Lovely hit on that inside line from, I believe that was Sweet and Sour, our pivot with the run back. Teeny Meeny with a little bit of help from a friend out in the front of the pack, completing initial as your lead jammer.
I think it was a power start, and Teeny Meeny just had a moment left in that Hampton Inn Suites penalty box. But incredibly able to come out, grab that lead status. But currently being drawn back here all the way around the first apex.
Lovely work from Tree in the back of the pack with the run back here on Teeny Meeny. And we had a star pass at the last second on Team Philippines to Kili Kili.
Checking out this replay here. Love to see some beautiful offense. A quick hit to the opposing blockers on turn 2, allowing API Fury's jammer, I believe that was on the initial pass, so grabbing lead there. Puts up 4, narrowing our score to 33 to 30. See someone in the chat saying they'll never understand the rules of this sport. Sometimes I feel like that too, despite playing and announcing. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. We'll see if we can answer them for you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I still don't understand it sometimes. I've played Rev'd and I currently announce, so I definitely get it. It's a lot of stuff. High contact and high strategy. Speaking of high contact,
what a 2-wall. I can't catch the numbers right now, but this API Fury 2-wall able to keep Baby Damalog shut down. I'm going to try my hardest not to accidentally switch these jammers in my mind. They both are skating under the number 999. Sometimes you're just looking down at your roster and saying what you see, but you can't do that with this jam.
I believe that was Spocker and Nikki Cash.
Oh, no. All right, if you can hear the yelling, Baby Damalog's helmet cover has come off. When your helmet cover is not on and you are a jammer, you are not able to score points. Meanwhile, there was a successful star pass there. We are going to have an official review. I had kind of seen that coming since that was a little chaotic. Because that helmet cover was off, now here we go into how well we know the rules.
Right. Yes.
I do believe that the jammer was not able to call off the jam.
Yes, so when you take off the star, if you are lead, you lose lead status because the star is not technically in play because it is not on your helmet. So you would lose lead status, and theoretically if that jam were to continue, it would be a full 2 minutes since no one would be able to call it off. But looks like the jam ref and all of the chaos had a little bit of confusion deciding to call it anyway.
So, do we have anyone down there?
I can...
I'm certain. PR just said, but I don't know what he said. I can't understand it.
Oh, Yoshi didn't. I don't know if I was going over to PR. Hey, Pepper. Hey, Johnny Pepper.
Johnny.
We're trying to find out exactly what's going on here. Our suspicion is that it has something to do with that call off and with that helmet cover coming off. So again, the jammer who escapes legally first from the pack gets lead, but they can only maintain that lead status if their helmet cover remains on, and the only person who can end a jam is a lead jammer.
Use the review as a timeout.
Ah, they were using their review as a timeout.
We're hearing from the chat that if the star falls off during gameplay, you do not lose lead jammer status, which I did not know actually, so fun fact.
What I'm confused about, and I thought that was also maybe the case, is if the jammer had come around the track, they wouldn't have been able to score points. And so that's why the bench was telling, I already forgot who it was. I think it might have been.
But what we're hearing is if it's a coincidence that it comes off accidental, then they should still score points and have lead status.
What I'm saying is I'm trying to make it more confusing for the confused people in the chat. But the jammer, if they realized, would have skated back anti-derby direction to pick that up so they could score the points versus trying to get through the pack without the helmet cover on. We do, by the way, have dim sum damage with lead for API Fury. We are nearing
and looks like
another lead
Charger
change.
for Philippines has caught a forearm penalty. Will be taking a seat in our Hampton and Suites penalty box.
Yes. Helpful clarification in the chat there. Thank you. And that's, I don't know if you could hear, so we're right behind the Team Philippines bench. And so they got super loud trying to tell their jammer to go back around to get the hat versus trying to get through the pack for nothing. And then the wise decision was made to just end the jam. All right.
Official review called by Team Philippines.
Big official review party here.
And there goes our lovely tournament head announcer, PR, to go check that out, see what's going on.
PR with a little jog. Jogging to the middle, looking a little confused. Oh, he's handing the Michael phone to the head ref so that we can all hear what's going on. Yes, I would also like to share this moment for the big coat. It is a beautiful and big coat, and I want it.
Of course, Anus would have a lovely big coat. No surprise.
Anus coat. waiting to hear what is going on. So each team gets one official review per game. They will tell the other team and the head ref what they desire, and then depending on whether or not the refs agree with them, they will keep or lose that review. We're going to hear now.
I told him that yesterday. So.
Philippines has already gained points, saying that the jammer passed two other skaters, so looking for 2 more points.
Thank you. So Team Philippines is using their official review to say that their jammer had scored 2 more points than were awarded to them, that they had passed 2 additional skaters' hips. So the officiating crew discussing that now. Really, the coat being black and white is incredible. So that verdict being given to the teams now, and then we're assuming that after that it'll be given to us. As it stands, that last jam was a 7-6 jam in favor of API Fury, bringing our score to 39-37. Chipping away at that that lead there, that huge lead, 2-point game with 30 seconds left in this first half. Team Philippines, the officials crew didn't agree with or didn't see those 2 points, and so Team Philippines will not retain their official review for this game. The coat is the GOAT. Back into action here. API Fury 2 points down, starting with a power start, choosing to put in I Slam, who is just the skater for the job, getting a very quick lead.
Yes, lovely choice.
Working against a full slate of Team Philippines blockers who are getting broken up. Ooh, we got a goat. Broken up by that API Fury offense, now choosing to step back as we have the Team Philippines jammer returning to the track. Since we've been talking about helmet covers, sometimes you'll see on a power start when the jammer who started in the penalty box comes out, they'll take the helmet cover off, either to be ready for a start pass or to cause a little confusion. But once they do complete their initial pass, they have to put that helmet cover back on to be eligible to score points. That has not happened yet.
And we now have a power jam for Team Philippines. Our jammer for API Fury heading to the box on a forearm penalty.
So this will be, the period clock has expired, so this will be the last jam of the half, and it's going to go the full 2 minutes. I think this is our first 2-minute jam since the very first one where there was no lead.
I think so as well.
I agree, both of these teams do have so much talent.
Oh, absolutely.
I knew this was going to be a good one. Got about 30 seconds left in this last jam of the half. I do hear another whistle on the track. Not sure who it's assessed to here.
Forearm penalty called on...
Oh.
Philippines jammer.
Wow, so we're doing
jam
a lot of time in the box here, these jammers.
Lots of jammer do-si-do.
And do-si and do again. 3 jammer penalties in this last jam of the half.
A lovely game of musical chairs.
Time expires there, so let's check out this replay. That's going to be I Slam taking advantage of that power start. Hitting the gas for a quick lead. Oh, hi.
Oh, hello.
It's me. So that last jam went 7-4 in favor of Team Philippines. It brings us to 46-41 with Team Philippines in the lead heading into our halftime here. Definitely one of the closest games of the tournament. If you're going back to watch, we had a really close game between Indigenous Rising and Black Diaspora just 2 games ago. Getting heated and fun in here. We will be back in just a few minutes to bring you some stats in the second half of this game. I am Belligerent Bex.
And I'm Nines.
Can you see me? I'm waiting to be discovered. Meet me where the untraditional is traditional. Dare to go bold? Come find me in Louisiana's Cajun Bayou.
The right helmet is super important to me because I'm a big fan of my brain and I want to protect it.
I'm gonna plug in the new deep cover helmet because it's amazing. That's the one helmet that I feel like I can adjust like perfectly and then I don't have to worry about it.
Your head, your noggin, it's your life. When I play, if I am thinking about the game and not thinking about what I'm wearing, I am on fire.
Our heads are so important, so I think it's really important to have a helmet that fits you. It just feels like nothing's on my head. I feel protected. It's definitely a great helmet. It feels like it was made for me.
This fits my head. I feel really safe in this. I can adjust it on the fly. It also comes in a lot of cool colors.
It feels very snug. I don't know, it's not like a tight helmet, it's like it really like a hug that just has so many fitting arrangements, like it changes everything.
It landed where it needed to land, it protected me at the back of my skull. I just never felt more safe than I did with the deep cover.
The smaller shell size means that my head is not 12 times bigger than it should be. It feels snug, it feels safe. When I tried it on, I was like, this is the greatest helmet of all time. I'm never taking it off.
I think Triple Eight is doing an awesome job listening to the skaters.
They're listening to the athletes and they're listening to the things that make us feel safe.
Inquiry number 80393, company is Seba Guide.
Hi,
Hello,
we're back
from that quick intermission. Yes, coming to you with some stats.
Let's check this out. I am Belligerent Bex if you're just joining us.
And I'm Nines.
Whoa, perfect even split between lead jams here for Team Philippines and API Fury. 2 to 1 star passes, Team Philippines with 2 and API Fury with 1. Wow, okay, this is crazy to look at because we have a very close game and that is being told here by
yeah, the
stats
prove it. 11-11 highest point jam, which is crazy.
And there were 3 power jam. Was it 3 apiece?
Yeah.
Wow. Ooh, we do have a skater in penalty trouble here for Team Philippines. That is Charger, who has been, I believe, wearing the star frequently. And just as a reminder, this is our last 40-minute game of the day. So skaters will foul out at 5 penalties instead of the regulation 7. The next game we have on starts our open division bracket. That will return to 60-minute games. But this one, that's why you only see 2 timeouts per team.
And we are going to have a power start for API Fury and for trying to find who that jammer is. I believe it's I Slam. Yes, I Slam on this power jam. Beautiful offense in the front from our pivot, Sweet and Sour. And I Slam just pushing through this 3-wall in the front of the pack.
Charger returning to the track.
Yes, released from the box. Back into the fray, as I like to say.
lead status still available for either of these jammers. To hear a whistle on the track.
We're losing our Philippines pivot to a multiplayer penalty.
Is going to be a Luyan. We are having a first jam of the second half, much like the first jam of the first half. It's very defensive. Big ol' run back here.
From, I believe that's Prim Reaper.
Yes. Oh, and we have lead assessed with only 45 seconds left in this jam to Iran I Slam. It's good news for API Fury, trailing by 5 points. Aluyan headed back onto the track, which I think Charger will be happy to see. See if they attempt the star pass here, and they do.
Immediate star pass, yes.
Successful star pass, pivot on pivot, crime, unsuccessful. Aluyan, now your jammer of record for Team Philippines, forcing that call off. Perfect, quick little helmet cover pass. I do see 2 points, I believe. Yep, 2 in the air for API Fury, bringing our score to 46 to 43. Very close game. Checking out the chat here. This game is closer than the Black Diaspora versus Indigenous Rising game. We don't know, because at this point in that game, they were tied at 50 apiece several jams into the second half. So anything can happen.
And back on the track with the stars, Kiss My Escueta and Dim Sum Damage.
Moving a little bit faster to start this jam.
Escueta taking a tumble to the inside, ran all the way back by Sweet and Sour. Sweet and Sour trying to pull a cut on Escueta there with the quick backwards movement, but didn't seem to work. Once again on the recycle for Kiss My Escueta. This is a very strong defense from API Fury.
Minute into this jam, no lead. It's feeling like a perfect matchup of teams here.
Looks like we got some Sweet and Sour and Prim Reaper fans. I'm also a Prim Reaper fan, so this is very, very fun that I get the opportunity to announce a game that she's playing in.
Gonzalez for Team Philippines in the penalty box. Yes, shout out for both teams' track awareness in the chat. That is what separates a great team from an elite team, is that moment by moment understanding of what's going on around you.
And absolutely agreeing with a lot of you in the chat. Both of these teams' defense is so strong, and we've seen it in this first half and in the second half so far.
Looking at this replay here. Ooh, coming out of the pack on one skate. That's not easy.
So no lead again for that jam, if I'm not mistaken.
The second.
Oh, Dim Sum got lead. So sorry.
No score, though.
Yeah, no points, though.
Which means heading into Jam 3, there have only been 3 points put up in the second half. 3 points separating these teams as well. With Amperslam on the line for API Fury, Baby Domalog for Team Philippines. I've had a lot of fun watching Baby D this weekend. It's not even the weekend yet, technically.
No, not really.
This 2 weekdays.
And Baby Domalog is your lead jammer. Emperor Slam, star in hand, fighting this Philippines defense.
Does look like Yeah, Shake and Bake, the API Fury pivot, still sitting in that Hampton Inn Suites penalty box on a forearm.
The hit out in the run back from Kili on that inside line, your Team Philippines pivot. Team Philippines successfully pulling that cut on Amperslam. That was some very impressive blocker strategy.
We do have a jammer penalty on Amperslam for a cut track. So Baby Damala currently both in control of the jam and skating unopposed, looking for, I think, their third scoring pass of this jam, able to bust open that score a little bit.
This is good news for Baby Dumalog, who has 100% lead jammer status for all of their times jamming this game so far.
But now headed to the Hampton Suites penalty box. Not sure if it won't be a switcheroo because the Amperslam was just released. So we're going to serve, Baby Damalog's going to serve a full 30 seconds here, and we're going to go the remaining 22 seconds of this jam. Another 2-minute jam here. Helmet cover is off, looking for Shake and Bake, the pivot. There's so many bodies there. Oh, there we go. So, I'm talking about. They have similar numbers.
Looks like API Fury has called an official review.
Who's in their official review for this second half? We'll see. It does not appear that they're using it for a timeout this time, so PR going on a jog. A little chitty chat. I always like to try to guess what they're saying. It looks like perhaps, whoa, acting out some sort of presumably illegal move, but we can only guess. Until we know. Then we don't have to guess anymore.
Right, exactly.
So that was a 9-point jam as it stands for Team Philippines. So now 12 points separating these teams. It's starting to look like that earlier close game, but a lot can happen with 13 minutes left on the clock. While we're taking this break, tell you about one more of our sponsors, Rydell. When every jam matters, lace up the new Solaris 2.0 from Rydell Skates. Locked in fit, explosive response, and all about durability and comfort. Solaris 2.0, built for derby. Learn more at roller.rydellskates.com. I bought my Rydells in 2014, and I still skate in them.
That's
good skates. They were not the Solaris 2.0 because it was 12 years ago.
But yeah, like you were saying, Bex, this is definitely still anyone's game, for sure. It's only 3 passes to take the lead for Fury.
And we have seen many jams so far this tournament that have been for a lot more than 12 points. We've seen at least a couple well into the 20s. A well-timed penalty could do that, just a good jam.
Mm-hmm. On the jammer? So according to our lovely tournament head announcer, PR, API Fury is trying to call a forearm penalty on one of Philippines' blockers from that past jam.
I think it was blocker. I think he's going to check and make sure he knows what skater that they're requesting the forearm penalty for and also getting the outcome for us. I keep thinking someone's behind me, but it's this flower in my hair that the Team New York pizza mascot handed me. A Valentine sent from another team announcer member, Mama Mayhem, and teammate of mine.
I think he said no call stands.
Sounds like it's a little bit hard to hear all things going on. Yeah, no call stands, so that means API Fury will lose their official review from this half.
And
back into action here.
Lammy back out with the star, already your lead jammer, coming around to score. We've got Baby Damalog once again with the star for Philippines.
Who I believe started very briefly in that Hampton Inn Suites penalty box?
Yes, I think so.
Sweetie's helmet cover is stressing me out.
no.
There goes.
Fallen soldier.
Payne Swalker, our outside pack ref, helping out by picking that up. Thanks, Paynes. Oh, that was beautiful offense on that replay. I think that was... I believe that was Sweet and Sour as acting as a pivot there, but just, I mean...
Seen a lot of lovely offense from Sweet and Sour in this game so far.
Yeah. Definitely having a fantastic game. Same thing. So we got Sweet Cyanide on the line for Team Philippines.
And that's Iran Ice Slam for Team API Fury.
He scored... Wait. Oh, math is so hard. 8 points separate these teams.
So that's 2 passes of points, of course.
Commit crime as a treat, Oxytocin says in the chat, and that is what I always say.
Iran Ice Slam with a 2-wall left to be in the front. Blocker or pivot for Philippines getting called on a foreign penalty. That's Aluyan.
Unfortunate timing on that there as Iran Ice Slam is called lead jammer. A little over a minute left in this jam. Sai there working against a pretty rock solid 3-wall of API Fury blockers. But defense locking down all around right now with everybody barely moving on turn 1. Aluyan now returning to the track, so... Oh, wow. That was beautiful. Sneaking out of that Hampton Inn Suites penalty box. Star pass, forcing the call off.
And a question from the chat about the refs using the new team identification language. Yes, they are. So we are not calling teams, or for the refs, for penalties, we are not calling teams by colors. We are calling them by names or shortened names. So for this game, it's Fury and Philippines, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe that is correct. So, that was awesome. API Fury putting up a 4-0 jam, narrowing our score 55-51. Ooh, almost found some freedom there. That was Dim Sum damage getting knocked to the infield. That drawback allowing Kismay Ascueta to get lead status for Team Philippines.
Second lead status for Philippines so far in this half.
But Dim Sum damage out. It looks like from the, if you can't see the finger sweeping around in front of us, that means that
Coach
Team
says
Philippines
keep her going.
choosing to have Ascueta keep that jam going. They did have a blocker. No, API Fury was short a blocker. So choosing to take advantage of that to get some points. Ooh, he's calling for the call now. Looks like, I think, that Dim Sum damage able to pick up 1. Yep. Got the replay here. Boom. Ascueta doing things that don't make sense to my mind. Getting that hard hit, not losing much momentum, and able to just accelerate out of the hit to run up the outside of the first apex, which is the hardest place to stay inbounds and keep accelerated. You have the kind of biggest turn there.
Baby Dumlog and Lammy with the star, but Lammy is your lead jammer. Lovely hit on that outside line from Prim Reaper, running Baby Dumlog back as Lammy hits the pack for some points.
It's interesting to watch the jammers they're kind of getting energy as the halves go on. We've seen at the very beginning these really strong lockdown defenses. In the first and the second half, I've seen that the jammers are getting out a lot faster. So I don't know if it's defense tiring out, if it's jammers, watching what they're up against, talking to each other, and kind of figuring out the opposing team's defense. Some combo. regardless, we still have a single-digit differential between these teams. Beautifully matched.
Baby Jimlog with one left to beat in the front of the pack. Shake and bake with a ruthless one-on-one blocking. But Baby Dumalog makes it through, completing initial pass.
Baby Dumalog there, staying in by a single eyelash, but that is inbounds by an eyelash is still in. So that jam 4-0 in favor of API Fury. We have a 3-point differential here. That is only one successful scoring pass. Less than one successful scoring pass. That's 3 blockers and a no pass, or 3 blockers and a call off. Whistle on the track. We got a Team Philippines skater leaving, returning, screaming. Yelling.
Definitely been there as a blocker. You hear the whistle blow and assume that you committed a penalty, but you have not, and they tell you to get back on the track. So, I Slam will be your lead jammer for this jam.
Pretty big with API Fury, currently looking to catch up on those 3 points that Team Philippines has on them. We do have a successful star pass here from Team Philippines to Gonzalez, now the jammer of record. I Slam putting up 4. Choosing to run this jam long here. So far, working as a strategy, Gonzalez caught up the full slate. Well, now 3 API Fury blockers here.
Right. And we have another lead change. Now a 1-point game.
This is crazy.
Not anymore. Another lead change.
2 lead chains, 1 jam.
Another lead change.
And do we also have, we do, a jammer penalty here being assessed on I Slam. I can barely hear myself think, it's so loud in here.
Yeah, the crowd is definitely feeling the energy of this game, let me tell you.
We got 23 seconds left on the clock. That should be enough time. I didn't catch exactly when I Slam hit that Hampton Inn Suites penalty box. Whistle on the track. That's going to a Team Philippines blocker. I Slam now standing in the Hampton Inn Suites penalty box. Got the Team Philippines bench trying to alert their teammates in front of us. Comes to its natural conclusion. I'm going to see the fingers in the air. I do see Team Philippines using one of their 2 team timeouts.
And rightfully so.
Making sure that scoreboard is updated. I'm looking at these fingers in the sky, but they're a little hard for me to see in front of the stands.
And this is a 7-point game now, with so many lead changes in that last jam.
Yeah, I was trying to keep a tally before. I've given up on that. 11-4 jam for Team Philippines, 74-64. We have just less than 5 minutes left on this game clock. 10 points separating these teams. The outcome of this game is pretty big. It determines who will go to our championship game, which will be on Sunday.
At 6:30 p.m., I believe?
Yes, indeed, against Fuego Latino. Of course, the team that does not win this game will still be able to medal, so to speak, in that 3rd place game against Mord, the team from Missouri. I feel like I've heard a lot of people be like, what is Mord? I'm like, if you look at the letters separately, and it starts to make sense.
Right, yeah.
I like that they go by Mord instead of MORD, though.
No,
it's
I
fun.
do too. It's very nice. I also love their jerseys. They're very cool. I saw
Also, their jerseys are awesome.
Their 3rd base coach was in face paint the other day. Very neat, very neat.
We appreciate coaches who put on a fit.
Absolutely.
It's a big part of this sport.
Dim sum damage with a nice little apex jump on the inside.
I don't know, 15, 20 feet behind?
Yeah, Dim Sum Damage is your lead jammer, though, probably going to hit it and quit it as fast as she possibly can.
Oh, my goodness. Pack is racing.
Deciding to, with the call off.
Ooh, I'm interested.
2 points for API Fury.
Here's that replay on that Apex. It was really a hop, but the incredible balance and focus to stay in.
So humble.
2-0 jam, I believe, in favor of API Fury. Indeed, I thought that Team Philippines might have picked up one there, and it looked like they were calling for it too, but it also was very hard to see, and they're moving fast. We're at an angle, so the refs have a much clearer view of whose hips passed whose. So I can say what I thought I saw all day long. I can't actually see it. The refs know what they're doing, and we do have the other team timeout here being used by Team Philippines. So the only clock stoppage left available is going to be API Fury's second team timeout. Of course, these are all Crash Course timeouts. Tired of second-guessing your training routine? Visit CrashCourseRollerDerby.com. That's Crash with a K and Course with a C to get a custom plan to increase strength, conquer self-doubt, and create MVP habits. Are you all ready, stream? Say with me. Life is a contact sport. Win. Oh, they said it on the house call at the same exact time. We're in synergy in this room on the announcer crew already. Speaking of announcer crew, we do have the illustrious Muffin Tumble who is coaching for API Fury this game.
And also on Team Philippines, Bujitsu is one of the coaches, also one of our announcers.
So we're everywhere. Not me, I'm just here.
Same.
Just here on these microphones.
Same.
And I am perfectly happy with that. Here, me and my microphone. The government name.
We have
Microphone.
Lammy and Kiss My Escueta with the star in this jam. Interesting jammer on jammer, but
Whoa!
Lammy jumping the straightaway.
Oh my! I
for
don't
lead.
even understand how that was possible. Lammy just kind of defying anything that makes sense. A straightaway hop like that is just mystifying. Somehow able to go outbounds, inbounds, all while in the air.
Against all laws of physics.
We have time for another jam or two here, but there are only 3 minutes left on the game clock. Sweet and sour, that API Fury pivot headed to the Hampton Sweets penalty box. Kiss My Escueta, by the way, completing the initial pass there. Going to try to get some points, but Lemmy calling it off. Here's the replay. I'm assuming, yeah. If you look to the inside line here on this replay, this is just incredible. Incredible agility and athleticism on display this weekend.
So this is now a 5-point game. API Fury has done a great job of closing in this little bit of a gap that they had here.
5 points, 2.5 minutes on the game clock. I'm
ecstatic,
freaking
honestly.
out.
Baby Dumalog taking the run back from Nikki Cash.
Not sure what that whistle was. Ooh.
Sweet and Sour trying to give Irene I Slam a little bit of help.
Little jammer collision there. They just looked into each other's eyes on the floor.
Once again, Nikki Crash with the run back on Baby Dumalog.
Looks like we have a blocker piece in the Hampton Inn and Suites penalty box. So it's 3-on-3 pack here.
But Irene I Slam is your lead jammer.
Oh my God. Sorry, I just blew into the mic.
This is 5 straight lead jams for API Fury.
That's how you lock in when you're a little bit behind. They closed this from at some point, maybe 12-point differential here. Now just looking at 5 with lead jammer status.
This is now a 1-point game.
Calling it off. Let's look at this replay. Oh, Irene I Slam. Slamming down that opposing blocker. Love it. Chest to chest hit. So we have a 1-point game here. Slammy putting up 4 points in that last jam. It is 74-73. Team timeout being used here by API Fury. 54 seconds on the game clock. So, like, there's a world where they could have seen if there would be a short jam and then use their timeout. That would probably not have been wise.
No.
There's no guarantee you'll get another one with 54 seconds, so it's a good time to take a second, stop that period clock, use your Crash Course timeout, think about how right now your life is a contact sport and how you would like to win. But regardless of the outcome of this game, headed into what will likely be our last jam with a 1-point difference. One of my favorite roller derby games I've ever watched. And it is a pleasure to be here with Nines and with all of you in our chat. I know you guys are not paying attention to what you're supposed to be doing. How could you? Oh, let's take a look at these penalties. So we do have a foul out on API
That's going to be sweet and sour, if I'm not mistaken.
That is sweet and sour, and we still have Charger in trouble. At this point, one jam left, anything can happen. Getting lined up here. The jammers are hugging. Mr. President, the jammers are hugging.
Mr. President.
Oh my God.
And we have clapping in the from the Philippines bench, who have now gotten the crowd to
Should I cry?
join in.
Like actually? Oh, okay. The jammers are crying. The blockers are hugging. They were all about to hug, but the jammers had to return behind the jam line so they didn't get in trouble.
Poor jammers.
We have a pivot start here.
No, we
rolling back to the jam line before that whistle goes off. No matter what happens here, I'm emotional about it. Lead could determine this. The outcome of this game has not been called, and now it is. That's going to be assessed to Kiss My Asqueta, by the way, who is listed as a dual roster skater for both of these teams. "15 seconds and counting on the game clock. Letting it 2-1-0. Wow. Oh my goodness. The game finishes with that 1-point differential. Kiss My Asqueta making all the difference there. Grabbing that lead. Oh, never mind. I apologize. Pulled up 3 points too. 77-73 finish. But that was Kiss My Asqueta getting lead, controlling that last jam to send Team Philippines to our championship game Sunday night against Fuego Latino. I'm literally going to cry watching these skaters hug. It's fine. And that means that API Fury, I can't even say put up a good fight. That's not enough credit for what they did. That game was absolutely incredible. They will be playing for third in the penultimate game on Sunday night. That's going to be against Mord. I don't even know how to say what I just saw. That was incredible. Nines, it was a pleasure to be on that amazing semifinal game with you.
Oh, of course. We would also, I heard someone mention, one of our officials, this is their 300th game. And I'm not sure who it is, but
if anybody in the chat knows, please let us know.
Absolutely. But it has been lovely announcing with you, Bex, and we will see you for this next game.
It will be great. Just so y'all know, we will be back at 2:40 Central Time for our first Open Division game of this weekend. That's going to be Puerto Rico versus B-Side. Super excited for that. Thank you so much for joining us.
Not sweet and sour, but we want.
It's Doc Lawless. Am I live? I'm still talking. That is Doc Lawless, by the way. Nines was right. 300th game reffed. Incredible dedication to our sport. We cannot thank refs enough, especially refs like Doc Lawless, who put in those hours. And what a game to call 300. I feel like Doc's going to remember that for a long time. Putting a cape on. All right. Thanks, y'all. Once again, congratulations to both of these teams.
And to Doc
Team
Lawless.
Philippines headed to the championship. And, of course, to Doc Lawless on 300 games of refereeing. Thank you all so much. We will see you back here at 2:40 for Puerto Rico versus B-Side Open Division. I have been Belligerent Bex.
And I am Nines.
See y'all soon.
I waved to the
Can you see me? I'm waiting to be discovered. Meet me where the untraditional is traditional. Dare to go bold? Come find me in Louisiana's Cajun Bayou.
The right helmet is super important to me because I'm a big fan of my brain and I want to protect it.
I'm gonna plug in the new deep cover helmet because it's amazing. That's the one helmet that I feel like I can adjust like perfectly and then I don't have to worry about it.
Your head, your noggin, it's your life. When I play, if I am thinking about the game and not thinking about what I'm wearing, I am on fire.
Our heads are so important, so I think it's really important to have a helmet that fits you. It just feels like nothing's on my head. I feel protected. It's definitely a great helmet. It feels like it was made for me.
This fits my head. I feel really safe in this. I can adjust it on the fly. It also comes in a lot of cool colors.
It feels very snug. I don't know, it's not like a tight helmet, it's like really like a hug that just has so many fitting arrangements, like it changes everything.
It landed where it needed to land. It protected me at the back of my skull. I just never felt more safe than I did with the deep cover.
The smaller shell size means that my head is not 12 times bigger than it should be. It feels snug, it feels safe. When I tried it on, I was like, this is the greatest helmet of all time. I'm never taking it off.
I think Triple Eight is doing an awesome job listening to the skaters.
They're listening to the athletes and they're listening to the things that make us feel safe.